Hi viewers, thanks for watching my other videos and subscribing the channel. We are continuing with our one-stop shop, and as you can see we have covered quite a few functions already. We are looking at the lookup family at present, and we are going to cover filters and formula text functions today. So let's jump to our topic for today. This is, as you can see, I have the data set up already just to save our time, and we are going to have a look up the filter functions. We already have seen uh, relative cell reference, absolute cell reference, address, choose, column, and column functions. We are going to have a look at the filter function today, and let's see how this function works in Excel. So this filter function is a new function available on Office 365 subscription, and there will be a further rollout during this month or at the end of this month. And this is mentioned on Microsoft website. You can visit and have a look. This is a quite a dynamic function in nature, and comes with additional features on top of the tool that we normally use. Here is the filter tool that we normally use in Excel. So let's see how this function is different and more beneficial than the traditional filter tool. And to see the benefit or the difference, we have to see a comparison between both, and that will highlight the benefit as well and how to use this function as well. So let's just apply the filter, a traditional filter first, and then we will be using the filter function. To do that, let's copy this data to this sheet. Okay, so let's copy this as values only because I have some formulas mentioned over there we used in our last video. And just delete this, do some formatting, and here is that thing. And okay, so this is our sheet. You can see the very first column is the role or the area of where employee is working, front of house, customer services, or help desk or packaging department. This is the employee name, for example, ABCD and something. And this is contracted hours per week, 37, 25, 30, 25, 37. And this is weekly wages. Okay, and now let's apply um, the normal filter tool to see how this filter tool works. So let's apply the filter using the filter tool, this one, which is very common. Everyone is using in everyday Excel usage. So let's filter the front of house staff first. For example, front of house, and just do some formatting like this. And if I apply the filter over here, data, and then filter, and I want to filter just the front of house like this. Okay, there are three staff members working in the front of staff house role or area. I just copy and pasted the front of house down here. Now let's move to another role. For example, we want help desk staff. Okay, so clear it out first, and then we want to do the uh, help desk like this. Let's just type it out, help desk over here. Let's do some formatting, and just copy this help desk stuff over here. Okay, now let's see if we can have another role, like for example packaging department. Okay, let's copy the packaging department over here like this. Again, do some formatting and copy the packaging stuff over here. So this is how the normal filter tool works in Excel. We filter out, and it will give you a breakdown of the role wise weekly wages or monthly wages. And obviously this is a very simple example. You might have thousands of lines, hundreds of lines of different things, maybe staff or maybe product categories or whatever, where you need a breakdown of each category or each staff member or each role to for internal reporting purposes or external information purposes. So what happened if I just want to change one of from the help desk staff, for example, staff G to front of house. Now, okay, I have changed, but the breakdown remains as it is. But if I look the breakdown, I still have two staff working in the help desk role and three staff working in the front of house role. But if I see the front of house now, I have the four staff member. That staff member G has now been moved, so I have to this one again and copy again and refilter the help desk staff for the updated information over here. I am copying and pasting because obviously just to demonstrate uh, that you have to do this way other than doing simply delete that line from here, because this is a simple and example over here. So this is not dynamic in nature. Whenever there is a change in a role, you have to do it again manually, and consider there are hundreds and thousands of lines here you are working with, hundreds of rows with data of different categories, and if you are moving that data around into different categories, can you filter out manually and deleting and adding the breakdown, updating manually? No, it's not possible. So to avoid doing that manual workarounds, a new tool, a new function, filter is available that can help you to achieve that thing. Let's see then how that filter function can work and is better than using the normal filter tool. So let's filter out this data using the filter function to get the breakdown of each of these categories. Simply let's copy this row heading from here to this side just to save our time. Now to apply the filter function, you can see uh, the format, the syntax of the filter function. So it is filter, then range you are going to filter, and what you are filtering, and what if there is no value uh, that satisfies this filter criteria, and what to return. This is a simple filter formula, and these are additional arguments we can use with filter. We will see later in this video. So okay, so is equal to filter, filter array. Filter array is obviously this data from column A to column D, row to N. So what we want to filter column A, and that is equal to what? That is equal to front of house. Yes, so we are using this heading as a cell reference. You can directly type the front of house as well. Ignore if empty at present. So just close the bracket, enter. Okay, so that's filter out four staff from front of house. Okay, now let's copy this over here. Again is equal to filter, and then what array is our data. What we are filtering A is equal to, again we are going to use uh, the cell reference here and just close the bracket, and okay, so that's correct. Again, let's move some packaging stuff over here as well for our example. Okay, is equal to filter, and what data is data we are filtering, and what column we are applying filter to this column, and this time we are going to use packaging directly instead of cell reference, just to demonstrate that you can use this function in this way as well. Here is the packaging stuff, front of house stuff, and the front help desk stuff. No change, everything same. If I just do some formatting to help out lines like this. Okay, so like this. Okay, so now let's see the difference. Okay, if I want to change this staff I from packaging department to help desk, for example, this. Okay, see, nothing happened on this side, but from this packaging department, staff moved to this help desk breakdown automatically. You do not have to do anything manually. System is doing everything. From front of house staff, we moved staff G from help desk to front of house. Let's move it back to help desk like this. See how is it is updating uh, almost instantly. From this, the normal filter tool, there is nothing happening. It's still at the same old position. There is no response from this side. Now let's change again. From the reception staff, we want to move it packaging staff. Here is it. That staff came appears over here. So this is the filter function for you. This is a very dynamic and very helpful function. And filter tool. This tool. Okay, now this is the filter tool, and we have just did some of the formatting to make this thing clear that what we are doing. So this is very dynamic in nature and is very useful and will save you time and efforts you can put in into normal filter function to get out the breakdown or to filter out the values. This is dynamic in nature and is very helpful. So now let's see the other two arguments, other two options we can use with the filter function, how these filter function works. So just before moving on and to apply these other two options that come with the filter function, let's see that optional argument, as I mentioned in my previous videos, anything in this brackets is optional arguments. So let's use these optional arguments as well. For example, if I move this packaging staff to help desk staff, see, so this staff is moving to packaging, and the last packaging staff, let's move this last packaging staff to front of house like this. So you can see there is a hash value error in uh, the packaging section now, because there are no values that matching this title or this category packaging. So system has returned an error. What we can do, we can just put that additional argument that if no value found, just display no values instead of error like this. So if we move stuff back from help desk to packaging like this, then that no value will be removed from the cell, and one staff from help desk is moved to the packaging section. And if this staff is let help desk, instead of giving error this time, it will give you a no value sign. It means there are no values that matches this filter criteria. So this is a very helpful function. You can control this within the function instead of using the if error function or if na function or all different error catching functions. So now let's apply this and or conditional operators, that how we can use these with our filter function. So now let's see how we can use these optional features that we can use with filter function. These are and or. As you can see, if in my previous videos I have covered and or, XOR, and NOR logical operators in detail, that how these works and what each value returns. So just to remind that or AND operator or AND logical operator will return a true value if both of the arguments that we are testing are true. If any of the argument is false, it will return a false value. So it all the arguments has to be true, and for OR logical operator, only one argument has to be true to return a true value. If all the arguments are false, it will return a false value. And the concept is same. We are going to apply over here. For example, let's see uh, if we want to filter out. We are using the same example. Let's delete some of the columns so that we can have more space on this side. So what we are want to filter out now, front of house staff who are on the 37 or full-time contract. Full-time contract. So for example, 37, whoever is on the 37-hour contract is a full-time staff, and anything else is a part-time staff. So okay, let's see if we can find that out. Is equal to filter like this. The table data is same as we used previously. What we are going to filter now, here is the change. We need two arguments. First, we need to filter out the front of house, and then we need to filter out the 37 contract hour people. So we need to apply the filter on column A first, and then we need to apply the filter on column C first. So we have to separate them out using the parenthesis like this. First, front of house is equal to this front of house. You can use the cell reference or you can use the syntax type directly. I'm using the cell reference over here. And then you have to use this star status symbol over here to separate out these. This static symbol stands for and in, and then we need to filter this out, that is equal to 37 like this, and then close the bracket. You can use the optional argument if you want. Okay, so see the difference here. We have 4 staff with all the people full-time and part-time staff. Here we have only 2 staff with full-time working. If any of the staff, for example, the staff from 25 hours, we have upgraded the working hours to 30 hours. Say that staff has come over here. If any of the staff we have now changing from front of house to any other role, help desk, everything is updated automatically. You do not have to do anything over here. These uh, uh, breakdowns are updating automatically while using the normal filter tool. It is still showing that old information, nothing is new over here. So the other thing is you can also use the OR function and using the plus sign instead of that star sign. So if we want to use that same function, for example, is equal to, let's down over here, is equal to filter all the stuff from this table that is either, for example, help desk staff is equal to help desk plus sign means or packaging staff from the same column like this, and then you have to close the bracket. Okay, so help desk or packaging staff. See, no packaging staff, so all the help desk staff is coming. If I move just one staff help desk to packaging, here is it, help desk or packaging staff. So any one argument is true, you will get a true value. Any two from here you have to have two arguments true. This is and this or you use the logical operators with the filter function to further filter down the value. So that is how we use the filter and sub filter. For example, if I want to apply filter data from house, then apply the sub filter to filter out the 7 time stuff. But we have done this here automatically using the filter. And if there is any change in this data or on this side, you do not have to do any manual work, and Excel will do it for you using this filter. Very, very helpful and a very dynamic function. Do practice it to get a better understanding of the function. And but there's thing to remind you that obviously I'm using that data from here to here in this sheet just to demonstrate how this dynamic feature works, how the rows is removing from here and adding, being added here, and being removed from here and being added over here. That was not possible to show by using in two different worksheets. So, but in real life example, obviously the data will be definitely be on one worksheet, and you might be using that filter out on another worksheet, so you can easily do that. There is no limitation or no problem with using the filter function. And but to keep the video short, I'm not demonstrating over here. You can practice that at in your own time. So you can see I have covered a lot in our previous one-stop shop videos: if statement, text functions, and join functions, and we do have quite a few things coming up. So please do visit my YouTube channel and subscribe so that you can get the notification whenever the new video is uploaded, and you will definitely learn some new things and some exciting things I am planning and uh, will share with you. So thanks for watching and hope you enjoyed the video.